I got for like and subscribe to my channel and be sure to click the bell button.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sweetie and this is Losing the Fluff, where we use walking workouts and low impact workouts to lose weight. We really just work towards overall better health over here on this channel, y'all. So before we get started, I'm going to always remind you to have your container, bottle, or cup of water somewhere nearby, close on deck, so that way during this workout, if you decide, oh man, I need to stop, I need a break, I need some water, it's right there. You don't have to go running to the kitchen. You had a dry spurt, it's gonna handle it. So go ahead, pause me right now, go get your water, come back, and let's get back into it. Now, before we get started with our workout, we gotta stretch. So let's get it. Stretch with me now. I'm gonna tell y'all about my podiatrist appointment today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. What we do to one side, we do to the next. Let's come on over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that back. Arms right here. Let's do our twist. Back to the front. 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 And back to the front. Now let's put our arms out front like this and reach forward. Reach. Make sure you keep your feet flat on the ground. Reach as far as you can and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull back. Ah. Whew. Let's walk, y'all. Ooh. Forgot Pinky. Let's not forget Pinky. Here he is. And we're starting off at 0. Okay, now we can walk. And I got my pouch on. Let's walk it off. Let's go. Let's walk. Yeah. I feel great. And I have great news. I don't know if you can tell. I was really trying not to give any spoilers before I was ready to go into our conversation. So when you last saw me, I told you that the next time I was going to went to my appointment with the podiatrist, which is the foot doctor. For those of you who are not new to my channel, you know that I have my own set of health issues, including having arthritis in both of my knees, and I have a condition called plantar fasciitis in my right foot. And for the past 7 months, since December, my right foot has been giving me issues. And you can go back to the beginning videos and see me working out in my boot. Yes. So finally, from December to now, we are now in August. So what did I say? I said 7 months. Yes, maybe it's 8 months. Yeah, like 8 months. Oh my gosh. From December to August, I have been working diligently, trying to get this leg back on track, trying to get this foot back on track. And finally, it happened. It happened, and I'm going to be honest and tell you. Last month, I was still having foot issues, but once I put the technique into place, yes, now the doctor is telling me that I'm fine. However, if you are ever at the doctor's office, you should know and understand they love you, but they love when they can cut on you, because that's where the money comes in for them. And so he was talking to me, and he's saying things like, well, you know, everything's looking good. But if if you start having pain again in this plantar fasciitis area, I'll have to give you the surgery. If you begin to have the pain back in your heel or over here on this side of your foot where that cyst was at, then I'll have to give you cortisone shots in those areas. And so I just looked at him and smiled and I said, well, you know how I am. I'm a last, how do you say it? Last, that has to be the last option. Like, I do not believe in just going in and letting somebody just chop on me. No, I have to go through everything before I do that. Like, that's like the last option. He already knows that. So he was spewing all that stuff off. I just looked at him and smiled, because if he remembered who he was talking to, none of that was going anywhere with me. None of it. None of it. I'm not entertaining surgery, family. I'm not entertaining those cortisone shots. I don't want to put anything on my body that is going to hinder my body from the natural process that it can do if I just allow it to. Those are my thoughts and opinions. You are free to have your own, but that is what I choose at this point in my life. No, he's not chopping on me. I don't need to be chopped. And I simply looked at him and I said, how's my foot, doctor? And he goes, oh, it looks good, it looks great. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, my foot looks good, it looks great. Why are we talking about these other options? I'm confused. And so I have to go back in on my birthday, just 2 months from now, for another update. But family, I just plan to keep getting better. So he's going through my chart, and I'm sitting there, and he goes, oh, so I made your inserts like a year ago. I'm thinking to myself, like, year? Jeez, I felt like they're just a couple of months ago. And so then he goes, oh, wait, you just got these in March. I just made these in March. And he's looking through, he's looking through everything, family. He's looking, and I think that he was a little perplexed as to why my foot is in better condition than he anticipated it to be in. See? Because he was thinking I must have been wearing those inserts for a year for me to start seeing the results that I've been seeing. I refuse to break his bubble, family, but I barely wear those inserts. I wear them, yeah, but on a 7-day-a-week type trial basis. What's 2 out of 5 days maybe? And I'm saying maybe, because y'all know I'm an in-the-house girl. I don't go outside, so I don't really see the point of walking around with those inserts on. And when I go outside, I'm not always wearing those inserts in my footwear. No, I'm not. So, I am wearing them, but I'm not wearing them that often. Maybe not enough to make the impact that he is expecting. But I'm telling you, this is all speaking to the technique. The simple yet it's a very simple thing to do. It is. It's just you have to make time. It's about the time. I pour a lot of time into putting this technique in every day to get the amount of steps that I'm trying to create. And don't worry. This weekend, y'all, I got you. I do the technique on the porch. I don't do it here in the living room. And I also do it in my bedroom. So, I am going to end up making 2 different videos and inviting you into 2 different spaces that I utilize for this technique. Now, I'm going to explain why. On the porch, I have a bench. You know, it's a regular bench that you sit down, you know, on your porch. And that's where I do the technique. Now, in my bedroom, I do it on my bed. However, my bed is pretty high up, kind of like the Princess and the Pea type. So my feet are nowhere near the ground. So I'm using 2 very different types of gravity when I'm doing this technique in these 2 different areas. And I will tell you, I have definitely realized and feel the benefits of both, right? I definitely see the benefits of being outside on the porch, doing the technique, on the ground, with my feet flat on the ground. And then I definitely feel the benefit of doing this technique on the bed with my feet nowhere near the ground, not touching the ground at all, because in my feet never touching the ground, I realized I was utilizing different muscles doing the technique. And these muscles are not being executed in the same fashion when I'm sitting down on the porch. And maybe you'll be able to understand that once I go into it and you're actually seeing it. And I can try to explain a little bit better, like my bed, the height off the ground, and if you know a little bit about like science and gravity, you know what I mean? Like, why does swimming work as a great workout? Because the water, the buoyancy, you're not putting all that stress on your knees. That's what I learned, right? Because remember, the first condition that I was suffering from was arthritis. I've had arthritis for 13 years, and I've had to learn how to deal with it. And I learned that swimming was my friend. And I can't swim that well, but just going into the water and like doing water aerobics and water exercises, like you could get so much done and there's zero impact on your knees. Zero. So there's a tip for you and for all my ladies and gents that have knee issues and you want to do other workouts besides walk, get in the water. And it's not even about swimming like I explained to you, because I would not call myself a swimmer. I can do basic swimming, and it has taken me over 20 years to get this far. But I'm mostly a floater. I can float on my back. I can float frontwards and backwards. I can. So, but you don't even have to float. You could do water workouts. You could go and do water workouts. You just go into the water and play. Listen, just go in there and play. Go in there with some friends, go in the water with your kids in the shallow end and get you a beach ball, play Marco Polo, make a time of it, and then make it fun. When people think of a workout, they think of some very strict, regimented routine that they have to do, and they're not necessarily gonna like it, but they need to do it because that's what needs to be done. And who told you that? Who told you that is what a workout was supposed to be? Because if it's your workout, it could be whatever you need it to be as long as it's getting the job done. So I say if you like it fun, make it fun. If you need a regimented workout, then give yourself a structured workout. But as I'm always telling you, you have to adapt all these things in a way that's going to allow you to be successful. There is no right or wrong way about doing this. It's just doing it in a way that's going to be most effective to you. Right? So just remember that as you're going along on this journey. So yes, that's what happened at the doctor. I got the green light, y'all. I got a green light and I feel so good. Y'all know I had that boot on, then I had the night split on. I gotta wear compression socks up to my knees, compression socks on my ankles, which I haven't been even doing that. I haven't been wearing the compression socks. He took me off the night split because I think I have pulled something. Maybe I was doing it too hard or something. I don't know. But I know this. I'm good, family. I'm good. He's good. Yes. And so now we're just gonna work. And so yes, no more PT. He took me out of physical therapy because I told him I had taken myself out. So I didn't feel like I needed it anymore. So he was like, yeah, that's fine. He totally took me out of physical therapy. I'm good, y'all. I just gotta go back in 2 months. But what I was told was, he said, keep on working on your foot exercise every day. And he must think that I'm doing the lift he gave me, but nope. I'm doing a technique every day. That is what brought us here. So he told me to go back, do my foot exercises every day. So I'm gonna go and do the foot technique every day and follow that with warm compress. Now, when I was in physical therapy, at the end of my therapy sessions, they would say, you want ice or you want heat? And I was like, ice. And I realized after some time, the ice wasn't helping. So I went and I Googled it. And then the Google actually said that heat was better. So then I started telling them, give me heat. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy because, we're going into summer. I'm like, yeah, no, heat. gives me heat. But right in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, why are you giving me the option? As a therapist, don't you understand which one is best for me? Google told me, but you are the one that's being paid to help me. So what is this? What is this? I didn't say that, y'all. It was just noted in my mind. We gonna go and always make sure that we're all right. Because the people at the therapy office keep telling me ice or heat, ice or heat. You should have only been never given me an option in bringing the heat. So I was talking to the foot doctor. The foot doctor, he was like, yeah, do the foot exercises every day, and afterwards followed up with a warm compress. So my response was, oh, well, when I was over in PT, they kept giving me the option for ice and heat. And so I explained to him how I was doing ice. He was like, no, only heat, only the warm compress. And I said, yes, I did realize after a while that the ice was, it was like undoing everything that I had did there in the session, because I was leaving and I was still sore and hurting, and with the heat, after I had did all that, I did not feel like I had just threw everything I did out the window. It was great. It was great, family. So yes, that's exactly what I did. I went to heat, but it was good to hear the foot doctor say that, because y'all, if he would have told me I could have used ice, I would never go back to him again. Because now the therapist has said this, and now you done said this, but now I am here on Google on MD Web Doctor, and it wasn't just the MD Web Doctor. I looked at a couple of other ones too, and they're all saying the same thing, that I need to be giving myself heat, not ice. And so yeah, that's a tidbit. That's a tidbit I'm going to tell you to utilize in your life when you are out at these doctor's offices, at these appointments, and they are telling you what the routine is that you need to pick up. Okay, take it, but still go ahead and utilize it, because sometimes they're giving us very generic routines when it needs to be more personalized for you. In the particular situation with me, I mean, I don't know, why would you be trying to give me ice? This is going to delay my process and my progress. But at the end of the day, is that what was trying to happen? Were you trying to keep me in PT longer than I needed to be there, right? We're not ever going to play this game. I'm not playing this game with anybody with my health, y'all. And you should not either. It's your life. This is your body. And I don't care if they're labeled professionals. You can go ahead and verify what they saying to you. Because these people was about to have me messed up in there. Keep on putting that ice on me. Yeah. And Sweetie, went on and found the truth for myself. That had been happening for 2 months before I made it back to the foot doctor. So if I had not done the research, family, if I had not went and verified what these folks was telling me for 2 months, at the end of every session, I would have been delving into an act that would have been undoing all the progress that I walked in that door to do. No, we cannot let nobody, and this is why I say giving up on yourself is never an option. Even when we're talking about these doctors, man, you gotta go and make sure that everything is everything. Make sure you dot your T's, you cross your I's. You dot your I's and cross your T's. Check behind yourself. Make sure everything is what it was supposed to be. Make sure everything is what it is supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's your life. It's your health. And you can't blame nobody else when this stuff goes south. It's on you. You can say they was the professional, but this ain't their body. This ain't their life. It's your body. You need to go back and make sure the professional doing what they're supposed to do by you. Then you do that. You do that. It's easy to say, oh, the doctor's supposed to know. We live in the age of technology. We can all know. We can all know enough to go back and verify and question the doctor and say, oh, well, I was reading this article, and then this is what I found. What are your thoughts about that? Come on, man. I'll just put everything on them. It's your life. It's your body. It's your health. Nobody gonna take care of you the way you take care of you. So you see how I did that for myself? And it took me 2 months to figure out. When I want to say, to hear it from another professional, that what they had told me was wrong. But I figured it out on my own. And I corrected them every time. Because every time, hey, sweet, do you want ice or heat? Oh, you better bring that heat over here. That's what I say. You better bring that heat over here. Yeah. I checked that. I did that. And that's probably another reason why I'm here where I am right now. Because I stopped that foolishness that was going to mess me up. And I'm on track now. And I'm so thankful to be able to tell y'all I'm on track now. So now let's cool it down. Let's cool it down, family. I hope if you don't take anything away from what I just told you, you take away everything that the doctors tell you, you can get a second opinion, family. You go do some research on your own. You can have a conversation with them about what you find. It's your body. You don't have to just sit there and take whatever it is that they're saying. Don't ever question it. Because if things go south, the only person that's truly affected is you. Don't let them do that to you. If you're still listening to the sound of my voice, though, you've made it to the end of today's video, so I just want to thank you so much for coming and walking with me, for listening to me give you the update about the podiatrist appointment and me being back in better health. And I know over these past few weeks you've been seeing it because I'm always explaining the energy and how I feel, and that's not changed. And Pinky has given us 2,181 steps. It's a great start to our day, family. 2,181 steps. Remember, like I told you, giving up on yourself is never an option. As long as you got you, you have the most amazing advocate you could ever want. You. Because no one's going to want more for you than you. No one's going to want better for you than you. No one's going to want the best for you than you. And don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to ask. Closed mouth does not get fed. We all know that. But it's time to start living it so that we can get to the goal that we have put for ourselves. If we can get there, and we're getting there every day, just know that you're here with me. You ain't giving up on yourself. As long as you keep going, I'm going to keep on drilling in your head. Giving up on yourself is never an option. I love y'all so much. Thank you for coming and walking with me, listening to me, and I'll see you next time.